I literally can't believe I'm barefaced on the internet right now. Hey Bookies. What's up, Bookies? It's me. Do you recognize me? Welcome back to the channel. It's been like 3 weeks since I posted. I broke my laptop. I spilled apple juice on it and it just stopped functioning. But the laptop was it was kind of trash anyway, and I needed to replace it. So I did buy myself a new laptop. I bought myself a MacBook Air. First MacBook I've ever owned. Can you believe? I love it. Like the fact that I have an iPhone, it just works so well with the iPhone and I'm obsessed. As you can see, I am barefaced right now, and there was a point in my life where I wouldn't be caught dead barefaced on the internet. But today I have a laser hair removal appointment on my face, and you're not really supposed to have like products or anything on. So I'm going in like this. Not gonna lie, I'm nervous to be outside, but at the same time, it's okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is my skin. I'm working on it. I'm going to try and, clear up the hyperpigmentation, clear up all the issues that I'm having. And, this is my skin. And don't get me wrong, I still think I'm gorgeous. It's just putting yourself out there for the world to see when you're not used to it is kind of nerve wracking. It's very nerve wracking. I struggle with PCOS. I have hair on my chin and along my neck. It started growing, I want to say, I was about like maybe like early 20s. I want to like 2021, something like that. And it's kind of gotten worse over time with a little bit of help from me because obviously I was like shaving it down and all that stuff, which is not good. But I didn't want to go out into the world with hair on my face as a woman, obviously. So I did shave it down and it kind of got worse over time. And now we're here. I want to remove the hair that is on my face. I want to remove the hair that's all over my body, honestly. If I could, I would just, here we go. So currently, I did shave it down already. This is what it looks like. So you can see like all these little spots here. This is hair that's coming out of this, and that's why it's discolored like that. On my neck as well. And it wasn't always like this. It wasn't always this bad. So it's something that I want to take care of. Um, just for me, really, for me, so I can go into the world more confidently. I have really sensitive skin as well, so the shaving constantly is very irritating for my skin. I did start laser treatment last year with another person, and it was cool, but I felt like I don't know, the process that it was very cheap, and I felt like she was kind of rushing because it was cheap. You know what I'm saying? Now I found somebody near me that does laser on melanated skin because that is important. There's like specific lasers for different types of skin. So on complexions that are a little bit darker, you need a different type of laser. And when I first discovered laser treatment, I did have PCOS, but a lot of people didn't have lasers for melanated skin yet. Fast forward 2024, everyone has those lasers. It's nice because you're included in the conversation as like a person of color. So the way that the pricing is on the website, she does it kind of by zone, I guess. So like zone 1, zone 2, zone 3, zone 4 kind of. I have 2 zones. So zone 1 and then zone 2. So I'm paying $65 for 2 zones, which is good because with the last lady that I was doing, I was paying $50, and I know it can be very, very expensive to get laser hair removal treatment. It can be like up in the hundreds. So I'm really happy that I found something affordable that I can afford that is nearby, and I'm excited. I'm excited to go to the consultation and all that. My appointment is at 12. I'm trying to have breakfast and all that before I head out. I have my breakfast here. A really simple breakfast, just like some grapes, an omelet, some cheese, and I have a little coffee that I know that like a lot of people struggle with the same kind of thing, and maybe you're curious or you just have some questions and you just want to know how it works. So I'm excited to take you guys with me. After the appointment, we'll come back and I'll let you guys know what we talked about. So let's have breakfast really quick and then we're gonna head out.
can't believe I believed everything we had, but that's so young and naive of me to think she was from your past. Silly of me to dream of one day having your kids. Love is so blind, it feels right when it's wrong. I can't believe I fell for your skin.
That was like so quick. I was in there for like 10 minutes, not even. Like my appointment is at 12 and it's literally 12:10. I am going to get more details on, I want to double check because I don't want to say nonsense, but the laser that they used compared to the laser that was being used by the last girl I was seeing, I love this one so much better. It's like a mini pinch. The last girl I was seeing, even though the laser worked, I mean, like it did its job, but I just felt like it kind of like, it was more like of a burning sensation, whereas this is just really like a little pinch every like few seconds. She was blowing. Anyway, I'm gonna get home first and then we're gonna go over the details. I'm really happy with like my first session. Obviously, I'm not gonna see much results since it is my first session with them, but I'm really happy with like the process, how quick and easy it was, and how minimal pain there was. Yeah, so now I'm gonna head home and then I'm going to go over like a few little details with you guys so that you guys have the details, the laser and like the whole process. But I'm really happy, I'm really satisfied, and I can't wait to have a new face. Okay, I just got back from my laser hair removal. Let me close the window, I'm cold. First of all, I love the loft. It was super cute, super clean. There was two girls there when I went, and they were very, very nice. The session was about like 10 minutes. It was super, super quick. I was thinking to myself, like, is it supposed to be this quick? And I thought about my last laser experience. It wasn't like super long. I think it was only long because I was doing my arms and face at the time. The appointment was about 10 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes. They took me immediately, even though I was a little bit early, which was nice. My laser technician, Elijah, started with just asking me like questions about like how I care for my skin, if I've done laser before, and all that stuff. So I explained everything to her, and then she proceeded to tell me how we were going to move forward. So my treatment is going to be, she said, 8 to 12 weeks, which I think is pretty standard for any like laser hair removal treatment. He also told me how to prepare for the laser appointment, what to do and what not to do after my laser appointment. And it was really clean in there. She gave me these little black like glasses things that I put on, and it completely blocked my vision to protect my eyes from the laser, obviously. Then she started with the laser. So this laser is definitely different from the last laser that I used, or the last laser that experience that I had. The laser was pressed up against, so they apply a gel, like sort of like a cold gel, and then the laser was pressed up against my skin, and then the laser cut was kind of like pulled across the area where I had hair. That was my last experience. And it was sort of, if I could describe it, it was like sort of like a burning sensation, not of like very intense burning sensation, but still a burning sensation. Whereas this laser was very different. She started by blowing cold air onto the area that she was going to be working. So, like I told you guys, the bottom of my neck and this whole chin area. She started with the bottom of my neck first, blowing the cold air, and then taking the laser, and it's not, the laser that she used was not pressed up against my skin, so I'm assuming holding it at a certain distance and then running that laser across, and you can kind of hear it beeping every like second or so, or half second, like just kind of deet 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 across the skin. It felt not like the other laser at all. It wasn't like a constant burning. It was more like a little tiny pinch every few seconds, which was actually a lot more comfortable, and I think I prefer it. The cold air also really helped, I think, with decreasing the pain or the intensity of the pinch. So she went across this area here and then worked across this area, placing the gel, placing the cold air, and then starting with the laser. Altogether, the process with the consultation, all that took 10-15 minutes. It was really quick. And then I was out the door. And then my next appointment is in 4 weeks. So I'm going to show you guys what my skin looks like right now. Obviously, you have to consider that the results are not going to be immediate, right? It's my first session back doing laser. Like I said, the hair had gotten worse over time. So I didn't expect to see much of a result. But because I've done laser before, I know that in the next couple of sessions, maybe by like the fourth or fifth session, the difference is going to be very, very noticeable. And I am going to keep you guys up to date because I think all of this can be really helpful for somebody who may be struggling with PCOS like I am, or who just wants to do laser removal in general, but has a few questions, right? Or doesn't know, or is just a little bit nervous or intimidated by the process. There's a few key points that I want to bring up. Before laser treatment, she did make clear that you are not to put on any type of product and you have to stop using active ingredients a week before. So things like vitamin C, niacinamide, retinol that we find a lot in like our skincare products, you have to stop using those things about a week before. Thankfully, I don't really use a lot of those things because of my extremely sensitive skin. So my face wash is just like a face wash. It's just really to clean my face, and then I use like sunscreen and an essence. But other than that, I don't really use much else because everything else kind of irritates my skin. Then after, you're not supposed to go to the gym for 24 hours, which kind of sucks because I wanted to go to the gym after. They tell you to not, like steam your face, get into a shower that's like extremely hot or extremely full of steam, which to me like all makes sense. She did recommend that I get a gentle exfoliator to kind of like exfoliate the area where they had lasered. So I'm looking into that. There was another thing that she said that was really interesting. She asked me what vitamins I take, and I told her I take vitamins. I take usually like vitamin D, multivitamins, vitamin B, sometimes magnesium. And she was telling me how sometimes when you have like a multivitamin, like a women's multivitamin, which is what I use specifically, for example, things like collagen and biotin can be in that multivitamin and can actually make the growth or the PCOS growth worse. And that was something that I didn't think of. And now that she has mentioned it, I'm going to check my vitamins and see if there's any biotin or anything like that in there because I did notice that the hair growth seems worse over these last few months than it used to be, but I thought it was just my body. It turns out it might be the vitamins that I'm taking. Maybe I should look at it now. So this is the women's multivitamin that I'm currently using. Let's take a look at the ingredients. So we have vitamin B, vitamin E, vitamin K, and biotin. So this may have actually been affecting the hair growth on my face, which is interesting. To take a look at my other vitamins to make sure that I'm not making the situation worse. He was saying, like, there's an increase in women coming to get laser removal for PCOS. So, as much as some of us may be embarrassed, she said it's becoming very, very common, and she thinks that it has to be some type of environmental factor because it wasn't like that in the past, and now it seems that more and more women have PCOS and are growing facial hair and are obviously wanting to remove it, so they're coming in for laser. So it's nothing to be embarrassed about. I was a little bit shy. I went in with a mask. I was walking around the street with a mask on, just to like not draw attention to myself because it's intimidating. Like everybody is self conscious to some extent. And I'm aware of what my skin looks like. But once I was in there and I took off my mask, there was no like weird comments. There was no like, I just felt very, very comfortable. When she said like, oh yeah, we're seeing it more and more now. I thought to myself like, oh my God, I'm not alone, like I'm really not alone. My next appointment is in 4 weeks. It's April 1st. If you're in Montreal, it's called Laser Loft MTL. It's in the Old Port. It's very easy to find. And I'm really satisfied and I can't wait to continue and to share my results with you guys. And I do want to do laser on other parts of my body, like my armpits eventually and my bikini line eventually, because I do have some hyperpigmentation from wax and ingrown hairs and stuff like that. I'm excited to take you guys on the journey, and I hope it does help somebody. A lot of us are struggling with this right now, and it's just our bodies and hormones and environmental factors and all kinds of stuff. And we're gonna figure it out together. This video was helpful in some kind of way, or like at least a little bit interesting. And I'll see you guys in my next one.